And so how many do we have? How many board members do we have? We have
Right now we have 6, I think.
So 4 would be a quorum if you have 6 board members.
7, 8,
No.
9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I show 13.
We had one
Okay.
resignation though, right?
One what?
This is
One resignation.
Yes.
okay. This is Dave Mitchell. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. For some reason, I'm not showing up.
We don't see you, but we can see your name and we can hear you.
For some reason, I can't connect video. I can. It won't let me connect on the video. I'm hitting the button but I'm obviously doing something wrong.
Oh. Oh, you know what Dave, I don't know if it makes a difference, but I noticed on the upper line, there was a button for webinar. And you actually hit the button for webinar. One says PSTA meeting screen and one shows webinar. When I clicked on webinar, then I could see everybody. And they could,
Oh.
I don't know.
I see the meeting screen is blank.
Up at the top, do you see one that says webinar?
Copy webinar link.
Oh, we do have a blank screen.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Okay.
Um,
I see webinar at the top, but
click on that. Try clicking on that for a sec.
Elliot, if you can hear me, I got it.
There's Carrie.
Yeah, we changed our software. So
Yeah,
I'm trying-
this has been a thing with Zoom with one of the latest updates. You have to make sure nothing's covering from Zoom is covering the screen. 'Cause it could be what's blocking it, perhaps.
I don't. I'm no longer visible. I don't know what I've done wrong.
Yeah, but we don't have a requirement to have a video. We need voice. So, I mean,
Yeah, hi. I just want to double check. This is Elliot. I'm in the auditorium here. So we are sharing right now. I can see all of you and the panelists, and I can hear everyone. And it's sharing the screen for, right now it's just the main presentation screen. So I see everybody that's in the meeting that's showing their camera. And I believe somebody would probably be sharing their screen. I don't know if it's Juan or Carrie, to any meeting notes in that. So once that's shared, we should be able to see that as well. Is there something that I'm missing or?
We can see when the screen is shared. Obviously, it's a grayed out screen.
Am I supposed to be sharing the presentation? Because that's usually done. All right, well, I think
If you're asking about the Sunshine Law one, I'll share that whenever. I don't know when one.
Yeah, I mean,
got them all.
if we were within the meeting here, we would share within the, in the auditorium, but no one's here to proceed with moving the slides. So that's why I made both of you and Juan co-hosts so that you could share and move along with the presentation.
And we'll be starting with the is that correct, Juan?
Yes, that'll be the first information, and we'll go through a couple of points first, and then we'll move to this.
Gotcha. Okay, I can go ahead.
Okay, well, hold on a second. I've got all 3 presentations are in one here. I've also got to get Granicus running, so I'm having a hard time. Give me a moment here. Normally, when we've had these virtual meetings, someone else is running the presentations, so I've just got to find.
You want to go ahead, Gloria, and start with roll call?
If you don't mind, I'll go ahead and get us started.
Okay.
Okay, first of all, call to order. Good afternoon and welcome to the March 2026 TRAC committee meeting. Thank you all for joining us virtually today. We appreciate everyone taking the time to participate. Before we move forward with the agenda, I'd like to take attendance. When I call your name, please say present and we can make sure we can hear you and you can hear us. Okay, so on the list, Mark Boyce.
here, present.
Thank you. Maxwell Johnson. I did not see Maxwell. No. Conrad. I did not see
See you later.
Congenheim. No. Richard McDaniel. No. Roman Scherbalko,
Here.
thank you. Peter Ray. I did not see Peter Ray. Okay, James,
Present.
thank you. Emma Kelleher. Do not see Emma. David Mitchell. I did see,
Present.
thank you, I did see you there. Kimberly Rankin. Here. Thank you. Stuart Westerman. I do not see. Did I miss anyone? No. No, I think I got everyone. Okay, well, thank you. Now we can proceed with the meeting. Okay, during the meeting, the public can provide public comment via telephone by calling 1-305-224-1968. The meeting ID is 869-0114-6646. Individuals would be able to speak for 3 minutes during the public comment period. And again, if anyone wants to make a public comment today during the meeting, members of the public should call that number through 1-305-224-1968 with a meeting ID of 869-0114-6646. The second option would be for the public to have submitted written comments prior to the meeting by mail.
I'm trying to,
We can see your screen, including your emails.
Yeah. There it goes.
it's gone now,
Better.
right? Yeah,
Yes.
okay.
Oh,
I'm trying to run a couple
Oh.
different screens at once.
Okay, there we go. Yes, we do. Okay. All right, let me finish up here with, the third option would be to submit comments via email. Juan, do you know, have we gotten any public comments, written or email?
No.
Okay, thank you. All right, then, the first report would be the report from the, attending the, board meeting, the last board meeting. I was not able to attend, although I did watch it. And, just some key points. Commissioner David Banther was welcomed as an incoming board member, and the board is obviously looking forward to his participation and contributions. During the meeting, PSTA also recognized a rider who shared her story about how she was able to get back on her feet because of the bus system, because of PSTA. And I encourage you all to watch those first few minutes of the board meeting, the last board meeting that was held, to see this powerful story and hear her experience. And as I always say to you all, watching the board meetings is very interesting, because those are the people that are ultimately deciding, what funding we have and what things ultimately are approved and so forth. And so it's nice to know what they are talking about, what they are saying, so that it can color what we need to tell them as riders. Okay. The next item on the agenda is the Forward Pinellas report, but I don't think we have a Forward Pinellas representative at this time, do we?
Not yet.
Okay. Again, I encourage anyone who's interested to please participate in that. It's very educational also, what they're doing at the, at Forward Pinellas. So then we move on to our first information items, and for our first information item, we have Noah Diker. Am I pronouncing that?
You are, yeah. Good job. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Was going to provide us an overview of the Sunshine Law. Noah, I'll turn it over to you.
Great, thanks. Okay, yeah, okay. All right. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Noah Diker. I am one of the attorneys who represents PSTA. If you ever go to a board of directors meeting, you'll see my colleague / boss, Jennifer Cowan, sitting up there with the board. Today, I'm going to be going over the Sunshine Law. What that is a scheme of laws that applies to you as track members. Since you are a member of a public board, you're conducting public business on behalf of PSTA. And there are two aspects of that I'm going to go over. The first is open meetings. That applies to track because you are a decision-making body. Even if you're just making recommendations that go to the board of directors, you are still making decisions. And because of that, you have to conduct your business in the sunshine. If you would go to the next slide, please. Thank you. And the Sunshine Law provides a right of access to all governmental proceedings, be that a board of directors meeting or a track meeting like this. You'll have heard Gloria at the beginning of the meeting ask about public comment. That's part of it. Members of the public have the right to attend these meetings or submit comments to the board for your consideration. There are 3 aspects of public meetings that are important to making sure everything is done in the sunshine. One of those is that the meeting has to be open to the public. The second is that reasonable notice of the meeting has to be given. And the third is that minutes of the meeting have to be taken and recorded, so people who are unable to attend can still see what happened by reviewing the minutes. These are all things that PSTA staff handles for this meeting, so you don't have to worry about doing that yourselves. But where that comes into being important is what is considered a meeting. If you could go to the next slide, please.
I go.
There we go. Thank you. I think. Okay, so this is obviously a meeting. And this is a meeting that is open to the public. Notice has been given for it, and minutes are being taken. But what we want to avoid is having unintentional meetings. Now, for example, if you're at Publix or outside, you run into someone else who is a committee member, and you start talking to them about something you know is coming before the committee at a meeting.
Okay, okay. That was showing up in the chat to do that for.
Yeah, they could hear you.
Sorry, is everything okay, Carrie?
Yep, everything is fine.
Okay. And what we want to avoid is unintentional meetings. And the example I gave was if you're outside and you run into someone else on the board, you start talking about board business. What essentially happens there is you're having a meeting, but it hasn't been noticed. There isn't someone there to take minutes. That doesn't mean you can't talk to someone if you see them outside of a meeting. It just means you can't talk to them about the kind of business the committee conducts. You can talk about anything else, the weather, sports games, anything that's not coming before the board. It also only applies if you're talking to another committee member. You can talk to Juan or someone else at PSD staff about anything coming before the board. You can talk to someone on the board of directors about items like that. You just can't talk to other members of your board, which is the track committee.
Hello?
Yes, can you go to the next slide, please?
I thought I just did.
Oh,
Number
did you?
9.
Oh, sorry, yeah, I wasn't showing it. Examples of this, kind of like I said, it can be something very simple. The example from the case that's given is, there was this regularly scheduled meeting, but the board members took a recess, and then during that recess, they talked about something that was scheduled for discussion by the board, but it wasn't open to the public. Essentially, it's very broad what can be considered a meeting. It could be a phone call. If you're having a phone call with a committee member, you're discussing committee business. That could technically be a meeting. It doesn't have to be a verbal conversation. It could be an email. If you email another committee member talking about committee business, that could be considered a meeting. What it essentially all boils down to is you want to keep conversations that are relevant to items that come before the committee, within these meeting spaces, so members of the public have access to that, again, in the sunshine. The next aspect of that, which is related, is the Public Records Act. What is a public record? It can be a lot of things. It's not something that has to be in a filing cabinet. A record can be an email. It can be a voicemail. It can be something you post on social media. It can be a text message. What makes a public record isn't the format it's in, but the contents and intent behind that record. And like with public meetings, it has to be in connection with the official business of track. If it is, it's a public record. And it also has to be made with the intent to communicate or formalize knowledge. So if you're taking your own personal notes during a meeting that you never intend to share with anyone, those aren't public records. But if you're taking notes for someone else and you intend to send those notes to them, they're a public record because you're communicating knowledge. This is important to you all in that if you're emailing about committee business, I understand you just have personal emails, you don't have PSTA emails. But if you're emailing about committee business, make sure Juan or some other contact from PSTA is copied so that, again, staff can make sure all those records are retained. And the best thing to do is if you ever have a question about the Sunshine Law or public records, you can ask PSD staff. They can answer your questions, and if they don't know the answer, they can reach out to someone at my office and we can assist with that. Was there not another slide, Carrie?
Nope, that's it. That's the last one I've got.
Okay, then I'm just going to briefly go over violations of the Sunshine Law. The reason this is important is because it can lead to big liability for a local government, including PSTA. Sunshine Law makes it sound like it's just a Florida-specific thing, but it's a aspect of law for every government, every state, every federal government. If you've not heard of the Sunshine Law as it applies to Florida local governments, you might be familiar with FOIA or Freedom of Information Act requests. It's a big deal to keep public business in the sunshine and open to the public. And if it's not, there are groups that will follow local governments, pay attention to their actions, and if we perceive a violation, they will sue because of it, and it can lead to significant liability. There was a recent, not too recent, but a case with, I'm not going to say the city, but the city commissioners were emailing each other on their personal emails, talking about city business. They were using their personal emails, so there was no one from staff preserving those records. And when the group realized this was happening, they sued the city, and the court found that they committed both the violation of the public meetings aspect of the Sunshine Law, since they were corresponding over emails, which was a meeting. It wasn't noticed, minutes weren't taken. And then they also did not preserve those emails, violating the public records aspect of the Sunshine Law. And the judge ordered the city to pay a little over $500,000 in damages. And the cost of litigating that was over $1 million for the city. So again, very important that you're making sure track business is staying in these meetings, and that if you're talking about it, you're making sure that Juan or whoever your PSTA contact is copied on those communications. Does anyone have any questions? Gloria, you're muted still.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I was just
Oh,
gonna
you're
say, if
good.
anyone wants to raise their hand. I don't see any.
It looks like Mark Boyce has his hand raised.
Oh, does he? Okay, Mark, go ahead. Oh, yeah, there it is.
Thanks very much. I had two basic questions, Noah. I noticed we. That's not.
Conrad, can you mute your microphone, please?
So,
Wait a minute, I'm trying to figure this out here.
all right. Noah, I was just, I've always wondered this, and I've never asked because I always
got it.
forget about by the end of it. When we have it open to the public, how would the public know that they can listen, participate, or whatever? I know we had one lady from Dunedin. I've been around for a couple of years at least, and I remember one lady, and it was a wonderful input, and people at PSTA were trying to help that situation immediately. It was wonderful, really, but it's the only one I remember, and I think it's probably because people don't know how to access that information and go through. Like here, I'm a board member, and I couldn't connect last month just because of technical difficulties. But I get an email that tells me, hey, it's time, but what do they do? Would the public be expected to read the website somehow? Or, that's the first question. And then I've got one after that.
Sure. So I'll start with your first question. And typically, yes, local governments, I'm not too familiar with how your track committees ran, but typically a local government will maintain a web page showing a calendar of events, and that calendar will include every public meeting. It'll include instructions on joining. I believe there was a slide I saw at the beginning of this one that said people could call in. Is that correct? Juan, I don't know if you want to speak more on how track handles this, but
Yes. Yeah, people can call in, people can view the meeting on YouTube. People can also go to our website and also access the meetings as well. So if they did need to participate or voice their comments, they can do so via email, via phone call, or even a handwritten letter sent to us.
Thank you. Second question is just more general.
Mhm.
I heard that you said that, okay, I can talk to Juan because he's my contact person, but recently I had run into a problem with the information system on buses, giving you the bus information. And
Mhm.
I didn't get through to Juan. I stopped by PSTA and they sent out a very nice gentleman at the home office there. And I just told him what was going on. And so now, am I not supposed to tell? Obviously, there was no malicious. No one would sue me. There, I'm just trying to fix a problem. But it can easily, when you're having a conversation, you can forget, I suppose, or whatever. It's your instructions basically tell us that we should be afraid to talk to anybody if we see him outside other than the weather.
Not
And
anybody, Mark. You can talk to any PSTA staff member about anything you want to talk to them about. This only applies when you're talking to another committee member.
okay. And so, yeah, so we have no fear if we're just don't talk to the committee member. Or what about another government member? Let's say, because I was involved in broadly setting up a meeting with the representatives from the city of Dunedin. And so now, am I afraid to talk to them? I say afraid. Am I don't know what you would call it. Am I tongue tied when I'm
You are not
speaking?
tongue-tied if you want to talk to anyone on any Dunedin board. You are not tongue-tied if you want to talk to anyone on the board of directors of PSTA. This is very limited just to other track committee members.
Awesome. Thank you.
Of course. That's a question we always get, so very prepared for that one. Does anyone else have any questions? Hearing none, if you don't have questions now, but you have some in the future, again, feel free to reach out to Juan or whoever your PSTA contact is. They can probably answer it, and if they can't, they know how to contact us. Thank you.
Thank you, Noah.
Of course.
Okay, next on our agenda, we have Lucian Campillo, Director of Project Management, and I probably pronounced his name wrong also, who will provide an update on the Clearwater Station. Lucian, please go ahead. Am I saying your name right?
You are pronouncing my name right, correct, but it's actually going to be my colleague Elizabeth Fazio that's going to go ahead and present today, since she is the
Okay.
project manager that's leading this thing to success. So Liz, I'll give the mic to you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lucian. Good afternoon, track members. It's been a long time since I got to present to you the Clearwater Station. I think it was sometime last year. So it's been about a year. We have made some progress on our project, and quite happy to tell you about it. Could you go back to the first slide, please? Okay, just quick overview of why we're doing this project. The Park Street Terminal, which is our current terminal in downtown Clearwater. It's been there for quite a long time, and it's lived a wonderful life cycle serving, all of our riders. But it's now time to build a new station so we can have ADA compliance and make it easier for everyone to access it. Next slide, please. Okay, some of the features we're going to be having at our new transit center, which is just basically 2 blocks east and 2 blocks south of the current Park Street Terminal. I'm sorry, I don't have the little map feature in there. I accidentally took that out. It will be ADA compliant throughout the whole facility. There will be ramps to access things for the operation retail building, which we'll get to shortly. And there is definitely an enhanced passenger waiting area. It's basically the first time ever that PSTA will provide a climate controlled indoor space for our riders to sit and wait for their bus. Also, they can access the customer service in that area as well, so they don't have to be standing outside for that. And we will be we will have the pickup and drop off area. So if you're using paratransit or if you're getting a ride share or a personal ride, you will have an area to be dropped off and picked up. We also will be having the electric chargers there for the EV buses, so we'll be using those quite a bit. And we will have some storage area for some bicycles, as well as we are looking at this facility being a LEED certified facility. Next slide, please. Okay, here is just a kind of a sky view overshot of the facility, just kind of letting you know where the things will be located. The PSTA retail building, which it will have a small retail space in there. We're not quite sure who the retailer will be, maybe a coffee shop, maybe just a grab and go type area, but there will be a little area in the building that will be on the corner of Southeast and Franklin. That is along the Pinellas Trail. It will also have a walk-through lobby, so you can walk in or use the ramp to get in and access the retail, and then you can just head out the other side to the bus platforms. So that's kind of another little area that's climate controlled that anyone can use to wait for their bus in if needed. And then we have the waiting area, which is where the indoor climate control passenger waiting area is, as well as our customer service representatives will be. We also have a large public restroom facility for both men and women, and it will have a lot more restrooms in it than we currently have at our current stations. And we also are going to be having an art feature on the key corner, which it's designated a key corner at the corner of Court Street and South Myrtle Avenue by the City of Clearwater Coding. So it's, I will show you that here in a little bit. Next slide, please. Here is some of our access points in which you'll be able to access the facility, whether you're walking, biking, or riding a scooter, or whatever you need to do to get to our facility. You can see the Pinellas Trail on the left there. That is actually Southeast Avenue, where CSX tracks are as well. The circle that is yellow with the green one in the center is the main access point from that area. That will take you over into our indoor lobby and retail area, as well as where the pickup and drop off facility area is for our facility. And then you will also have access areas off of Court, which is where the little yellow circles are along the bottom of the screen there. And then our other access point will be from Franklin Street, where you can actually access any of the platforms from that area. Next slide, please. Here is a little rendering we've had for quite a while. This is along the Pinellas Trail, which is along Southeast Avenue. So if you're standing at the corner of Franklin and Southeast Avenue and you're looking southward towards Court Street, this is what you'll see. The building there is actually the retail operations building. And then we have the pickup and drop off area there. And not that you can see it there, but kind of right where the trees and stuff are, they're kind of blocking it. There is an access ramp there, so it's not just stairs. You can actually access the facility through the ramps. And you can also access the facility on the other side. We have another ramp on the other side of the building as well. So it'll have easy access for everyone. Next slide, please. Just a quick view from looking at it from the corner of Myrtle and Franklin. Franklin will be the main entrance for our buses to enter and exit the facility. You'll have your crosswalks going across each one of the lanes for the buses. Guest services building is the indoor passenger waiting area. If you see the little window there, that is an exterior customer service window. So it's kind of like the walk-up ones we have now at our other facilities, but there will also be one inside so you can access the customer service representative for any assistance you need inside the building. Next slide, please. Okay. This is my favorite rendering. Okay, this is if you are standing on the center platform of the facility and you are looking towards Court Street. You will see the building in the background there. That is the public restroom area, or restroom building. And we will have benches and some landscaping throughout to kind of give it a nice little feel and look for, you know, kind of relaxing when you're waiting for your bus if you wish to wait outside and on the platform. Next slide, please. Thank you. The key corner artwork that I mentioned, PSTA procured an artist early last year, and the artist is RDG Planning and Design. We've worked with our marketing department, and we are kind of working one-on-one with the artist now to complete the design so they can start fabricating it for us. It's a really unique feature, and it's really, really pretty. The top of it actually kind of looks like what they call the cloud. That's why it's called the cloud. And it will kind of have like little bits of sunlight coming through it, but it will provide a lot of shade, and it will also have colors, different colors for accenting. It's going to be really nice. I think everyone will like it. I hope. And that will be installed sometime in late spring of the 2027. The screen clipping down the bottom, that is a recent screenshot of our site in Clearwater where this facility will be built. And it used to have a building on there, warehouse building. I know some of you are familiar with it, but we recently cleared land and we've started construction on there. This artwork is going to go right on the corner of Court and Myrtle, like I mentioned before, right where the little yellow circle is. Next slide, please. Excuse me. The project schedule, we completed the design in the summertime of last year, and then we began the construction in late summer last year, 2025, when we procured our construction contractor, Kokolakis, to build the facility. We plan on completing the construction sometime midsummer of 2027, and we're proposing full operations in late summer of 2027 of the facility. So hopefully by next year, summer, we will have a new transit center up and running. I don't know if the little thing at the bottom for the City Hall construction, City of Clearwater link will work, but that was actually a link. If you go on the City of Clearwater's website and you look for, oh, there it is, the City of Clearwater construction, you scroll down to project goals, and the image you see right here is actually a live image. You can click on it and you can expand it. Yeah, it's really hard to get a hold of that. The little square with the four with the four arrows. We click on that one. There we go. And then you can click on the zoom and you can zoom in and you will see our facility being built off in the distance there. It's mostly focused on the City of Clearwater City Hall, which is what you're really seeing. But if you actually zoom in, you will be able to see our site, which is, you're almost there. But our site's right in the back there where you see the little building that is the Botanica Day Spa, which is going to remain, as everyone's aware. And then they are actually currently working on our site. You see the little piles of dirt back there and some equipment moving around. So we are making progress. So if you're ever curious and you want to take a look, it's free, so help yourself. Compliments of the city of Clearwater. Any questions?
When is the city hall going to be completed? I know that we were just talking about that. Is that gonna be pretty simultaneous or?
It's anticipated for them to actually be moved into the building, you know, occupying the building in October of this year, 2026.
Wow.
So it's coming along quite well
Oh.
too.
I see some hands, by the way. Okay, David Mitchell. Oh, now the hand went away. No?
Yes, I understand that there's a delay in the completion because we're trying to get a stoplight on Court Street for access, and FDOT has prevented that. Is that correct?
No, we're not looking at getting any traffic light on Court Street. We will have an emergency exit and entrance for our facility on Court Street, but that is just for the buses to use. If there is something that is blocking their pathway of getting to the facility from Franklin Street Street's going to be their main access.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
And Conrad, I see your hand.
Yes, I didn't hear you mention anything about vaping and smoking and those type of activities and drinking are prohibited at most of the bus stops, but there seems to be little or no enforcement at a lot of the places. Is this going to be a non-tobacco campus, and will it be enforced as such? And I could, like when I go to the VA hospital, you're not allowed to utilize any kind of tobacco products anywhere on their grounds. And although we have supposedly designated smoking areas at a lot of our major bus stops, you know, you see bus drivers all the time just getting off the bus 2 steps and they're right there smoking, and you know, no one seems to uh, do that, and it's very I don't know. I have COPD, so to me it's a big thing. So what is the deal with that?
Well, right now it would follow the same protocol as our current transit hubs that we have. You know, the same that you would have at Park Street or at Grand Central. It will be policed. You will not be able to smoke inside any of the buildings now that, you know, there is access for riders to sit inside or, you know, in the retail area. That will follow those rules. As far as a designated smoking area, I don't actually have that documented as to where that's going to be right now, but you will pretty much have areas just like you do at Park Street where they have the little shelter area for people to smoke, something like that.
But they don't use. I mean, anybody that goes there, there are cigarette butts everywhere. There are beer cans in every one of the trash cans. It's just not possible that. And then I utilize that, so I see it all the time. So it's a joke. I mean, it's ridiculous to have the policy or have the thing when basically nothing's done and everybody knows it.
Okay.
Well, thank you for mentioning that, Conrad. I'm
Yes,
sure
thank
to
you.
address that. You know, that's a good commentary to have. Thank you.
Yes, that's something I will definitely look into. Thank you.
I see Mr. Miller has his hand up.
Yeah. Well, yeah, thank you. And I think Elizabeth basically answered your question, Connor, but, you know, this will be the first time in, I think, PSA's history that we actually have a air conditioned indoor waiting area for customers. We don't have that anywhere else, and it's my understanding that it is illegal in the state of Florida to prohibit smoking in outdoor areas. So we really can't do any. We have implemented those breathe easy zones to try to encourage people that choose to smoke to go to one area of our facilities. And like Elizabeth said, we'll try to find another place here. But really, the good thing is that we'll have an indoor area for the first time that we can just ban smoking. Ban tobacco products. So should be better.
Good. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Miller. Thank you. Any other questions?
Okay, I have one other question.
Oh, okay. Go ahead, Conrad.
And when I go to the main terminal in Tampa, Hart, they will not let you utilize the I mean, see how I can explain this. When I walk on their footprint, if I go and sit down somewhere or go inside or whatever, I'm assuming that we're going to have security guards there. As the security guards make their rounds or whatever, they make mental notes, kind of like putting how those meter maids take that chalk and put it on tires of cars. They make mental notes for people that are there, and then they will eventually walk up to certain people and they'll say, are you riding a bus? What bus are you riding today? And if they can't produce a bus pass, or they can't, or they tell the person, well, I'm waiting on the 52 or the 13 or whatever it is, then they see when the next one goes, and if they don't get on the bus, they ask them to leave. So are we going to, and I know that it's a public place and everything, but it's a PSTA facility that's not supposed to be utilized by every Tom, Dick, and Harry because they want to get in air conditioning.
Yes, if you're asking if they will do that at this facility, yes, we will have security. Usually 2 to 3 security guards will be there every day. And yes, they will police the facility for that kind of behavior and ask people to leave. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, Conrad, for your question. Okay, if there are no other questions, then I just want to say thank you to Liz for, oh, Conrad, did you put your hand back up again?
No, I can't figure out how to get it back down.
Oh, all right. Well, we'll ignore it then. Okay, thank you.
Okay.
And again, Liz, thank you very much for your information. I am looking forward to when the new terminal is open. I'm a Clearwater person, so.
I love it. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, and then our final information item today will be presented by Nicole Dufa, who is the Director of Planning and Scheduling, and she will present an update on the Transit Development Plan. So Nicole, the floor is yours.
Hello, everybody. I'm actually I'm stepping in for Nicole. I know we look similar, but I'm going to be presenting today.
Thank you, Devin.
Of course. So I'm here to talk about PSTA's Transit Development Plan, or TDP, major update. A TDP is unique to Florida. This is a state mandate, and this serves as our strategic transit service planning document. PSTA and all other transit agencies or operators in the state of Florida are required to complete a TDP if we receive any funding from FDOT, which obviously we do. The TDP plans transit service needs for the next 10 years, and it's updated every 5 years per FDOT requirements. And in between those major 5-year updates, we're also required to provide annual status updates on the projects in the TDP to FDOT. This requires transit agencies like PSTA to identify and define our short-term to medium-term public transit needs, our projects, our goals, and all of our objectives as an agency, kind of serving as our strategic blueprint for our future services. This outlines future investments, improvements, any goals for expansion, things like that. But FDOT also emphasizes that this is not a capital improvement plan and not a budget document. Many of the projects that PSTA lists in our TDP are unfunded at the time of the major update, and funding opportunities may come or they may not. And adoption of this plan does not guarantee any funding for these projects. FDOT is a great partner to PSTA, and we always thank them for being willing to work with us on any state requirements and funding opportunities. They actually updated the guidelines this year for the TDP. So this version is in compliance with the newest guidelines. They kind of shortened it a little bit and made the requirements for transit agencies a little bit easier to complete the TDP. Next slide, please. So one of the reasons why these projects are unfunded is also because they're coordinated in conjunction with our Metropolitan Planning Organization, or MPO, Forward Pinellas, with their Long Range Transportation Plan, or LRTP. The LRTP is it's the county-wide transportation plan that identifies the projects and needs over that 20-year time horizon. So LRTP is really long range. And both of these plans are updated every 5 years to address growth and changing community demographics. The state also requires that projects in the TDP and the LRTP are. Can you guys hear me? Carrie just said I cut out.
I can hear you.
Okay, they can still hear me, Carrie. I think that's on your end. So because these are required documents by the state, the projects in the TDP and the LRTP are also higher priorities in the development of the Unified Planning Work Program and Transportation Improvement Plan. So oftentimes the projects are required to be in the TDP to be considered for MPO, state, or federal funding. So if they're not in the TDP, they could be ineligible for funding. And so, next slide, please. Sorry. And so, given that the TDP is our strategic document, you may be wondering what's the difference between our TDP and our strategic plan. So our strategic plan is only a 5-year time horizon, and this also focuses on projects across PSTA, across our entire agency, not just service planning or service improvement projects. Our TDP is informed by our strategic plan. And in the TDP, I think it's around page 172, I believe, you can see the table of projects with the priorities for service improvements as well as supporting our capital priorities. And these will be mirrored from our strategic plan. Any projects that are on this list but not in the TDP are only because they are in the long range transportation plan with a time frame that goes beyond 5 years. And so the projects in PSTA's strategic plan are already funded 100% in fiscal year 26, but projects beyond that are in the TDP would come to the board approval before moving forward. Next slide. So to get to this final version of the TDP, we use the information from our connected community bus network that we just implemented in October 2025. All of the operational analysis, the new route network from our system redesign, and the demographic analysis that went into that plan. So we were able to leverage a lot of that data as well as the data collected by Forward Pinellas through their LRTP planning process. And throughout this project or process, we also make sure that the TDP reflects those agency priorities and board priorities of increasing our ridership, increasing our service efficiency, our fare box recovery, and our economic impact. Next slide. Oh, that was the last one. Okay. And so with that, I am happy to take any questions.
Seems like a lot, like a long range it's hard to even imagine, what will happen relative to funding and so forth. It's got to be very difficult.
It is hard, but we have to imagine it.
Yeah. Well, I hope you imagine lots of good bus service.
Of course, it's what we do.
There you go. Any comments? I don't see anything from anyone else. So, well, thank you so much for presenting that information and yes, plan wonderful things for us for the future.
Of course, thank you.
Thank you, Devin. Okay. All right. So that's it for our presentations for today. I saw that Mr. Miller was on the call. Did you have anything you wanted to say to the group? Or Darden Rice, did you have anything you wanted to say to the group?
Yes, thank you, Chair. Just wanted to highlight that PSTA board member Max McCann has asked the track committee to support, to write a letter to the St. Petersburg City Council in support of the Sunrunner transit-oriented development overlay. I know this has already been a long meeting so far, and this is like some big picture stuff, but I just wanted to highlight, Gloria, I think that we can put a short presentation on the agenda for our meeting in April.
Sure.
And that would give everybody a little bit of time to digest this and understand it. It's not that complicated, but I just think out of fairness, it is like looking at maps and explaining a few concepts about why the letter is asking us to support reduced parking minimums along the Sunrunner corridor. It's generally a very good transit practice where that nexus with higher density and land use decisions. So basically this is coming to track in April, and we'll send you some links in advance.
Does the timing of that work out okay from what Max McCann needs?
Yes, the first reading is on April 16th. We'll miss that, but that'll be okay because the second and final public hearing is May 14th. So whatever decision track makes on April 21st, that gives us plenty of time to get the letter in before May 14th.
Thank you. Good. Thank you for addressing that.
And then Gloria, I don't know if you saw my other email, but we do have someone on our call today who is hopefully our next track member officially when the board votes to approve it at their meeting next week.
And that would be?
That would be Leanne Scheider. And I thought maybe, Leanne, just take a minute just to introduce yourself real quick and tell us a little bit about your background. And we're so delighted you joined us today.
Sure, thanks. Let's keep this brief because I know this meeting's been quite long and a lot of great information's been presented, way better than hearing my background. My name is Leanne Scheider. I hail from New York. I recently moved to Florida. Great to be here. I absolutely love the bus system here. And yeah, my background is usually in healthcare. I worked in public health and also worked in government services in New York. So I have some experience and I'm just grateful to be, kind of plugged into the local community and through the greatest resource, which is transportation. Thanks.
Thank you, Leanne. We hope you agree to join us. We would love to have you be a part of our committee. Thank you. Okay, and all right, does anyone else on the committee have anything that you want to quickly cover? Because we are, meeting's been running.
Gloria, just real quick, just a reminder that our next meeting is in person here at PSTA, and we are doing headshots. So as we've updated our website, Juan and I are working on updating the pages related to the track committee. So we wanted to get some updated headshots from everybody. So be prepared, and we'll probably try to keep our agenda next time a little bit on the lighter side so that we have time to make sure that we can get everybody's picture taken.
Very good, thank you. I see Mr. Miller has his hand up.
Yeah, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so put your camera ready, get ready for your picture to be taken. Good job. And very nice to meet you, Leanne. And shout out, you can all meet or learn more about your glorious chair, Miss Gloria Lefka Corrigan, if you check out PSTA's website blog. We have a blog on there that we update, and the recent blog post is all about Gloria.
Oh no, I didn't know.
Yes, and like your committee has a goal of riding the bus with all of the PSTA board members. I think it's my new goal is to have a blog post written about each of you. And Gloria's our first person. But thank you for doing that, Gloria.
Oh
I think
no,
it's good.
thanks. And I think that's a great idea to highlight, because I've always said I want people to understand what PSTA riders, what bus riders are.
Yeah.
And I know I've heard people say, "Oh, you ride with bus people," and I'm like, "Bus people are good people." And I think the more that people see who we are, I think the more they realize bus people are good people.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, I see David Mitchell has his hand up.
Yes, I just have two issues that are really important, and I'll be very quick about it. I'm talking about the fare system on PSTA, and it affects all the routes that we use, the Suncoast Beach Trolley, and all the routes. Drivers do not understand that we accept debit and credit cards up from 1 to 4 people to 10 people. And this has been proven by Mr. Barnhart and backed up several times. For instance, if you have a group of people that are getting on the trolley going to the beach, you can put 10 people on one credit card. It caps it out at $5. And drivers don't understand that. Some of the drivers who understand that use your debit or credit card. On the when the back from John's Pass, they're questioned about, no, everybody has to have their own credit card. We have to have something that everybody understands, that because every driver has their own decision. They don't understand that if you use a debit or credit card in our system, it caps it out at $5, but you can put 5 people or 6 people or 7 people on one credit card. And Mr. Barnhart has enforced that, and they just don't understand that. And if I don't know how we could get that information, because every time I'm on a different route, I ask the driver about how do you accept a debit or credit card. He said, well, if I have 4 people and everybody has to have their own credit card. That's not a true statement. And so we need to get that out to the drivers. Don't know how we do that to educate the drivers, but it really affects a lot of the people, and it affects the Suncoast Beach Trolley people. The second thing is we need to reinforce and put back the safety patrol. I've been on 2 buses recently where we've had unruly passengers, and the driver has had to stop and make a decision about putting the person off the bus or the trolley. The second thing is people are jumping on the trolley or the bus and not paying, and they're trying to make a decision about, well, I guess it's free now because it's spring break. Well, it's not all free from all areas of spring break. If we have the safety patrol, if we have the safety patrol back on the buses again, it's definitely something that we really need, and especially at this time of season.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm sure those are duly noted by PSTA.
They are. Yeah.
I appreciate it. I pass that on to Mr. Brackett and Mr. Bradford, and I believe Nicole and Darden as well.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, David.
Thank you.
Okay, well, I don't see any other hands, and so I'm going to adjourn the meeting. Our next meeting will be held on April 21st at 4 p.m. at, as Darden said, at PSTA's headquarters, and come in your best look. And we look forward to seeing all of you there, and we'll get some good headshots of all of us too, so. Okay, thank you very much.
Thanks, Gloria.
Have a
Thank
good
you.
one.
Thank you.
Great
Bye-bye.
meeting. Thank you guys.
Thank you. Bye.